Hello, welcome to Monday. We are saying goodbye to Dan.
Bye, Dan. Bye.
You were great. Well, you know what I mean. A great host. Great host.
Well, thanks for stopping by and
Yeah.
for the plans and for the awesome dinners and the awesome everything and driving and.
Anyway, we'll
thanks.
see you in Seattle, which is 2 months away.
Okay. And game nights.
Oh yeah, well, game nights, yeah, those things. Okay, bye Dan.
Bye.
It was really fun hanging out with Dan, but it is time to go. Partly because he had to go to work. But we actually have stuck around the Jacksonville area because there were a few game stores that we didn't get a chance to go to the other day. And we thought, what the heck? Let's go check out the game stores. So we did. The first place that we checked out was Games Galore. And most of the stuff was overpriced. I mean, most of it was like heavily overpriced. Earthbound was $300. Mario RPG was $90. Pocky and Rocky was $90. Just a lot of stuff where I was like, no. But they did have a few things. They had a copy of Frequency, which is a game Mal really, really likes. And every time we find it, it never has the manual or it's really beat up. This copy was perfect, and we were like, all right, for $10, we'll pick up Frequency finally. I also found a copy of Beast Wars Transmetals for the N64. This is one of the rarest N64 games. I think that it just had a very limited run, so there aren't very many of them. And it was $35, which is about what it's worth. And since I had never seen it before, I was like, sure, whatever. Even though it is a little beat up and has, I think, a Blockbuster sticker on the back. Whatever, now we have it. Other things we got, a Battalion Wars Player's Guide for $5 in really, really good condition. Because we recently picked up the game from Player's Choice for like $2. And we also got what I think is the most interesting purchase, a Gex Enter the Gecko Player's Guide, which is really cool. It was $5. I've never seen it before, and it's, you know, a blast from the past. I like to collect player's guides to an extent. Like, I don't want like every single one, but really interesting ones like Gex. Like, you never see Gex player's guides. It's crazy. So I decided to pick that up. But last night, Mal mapped out a bunch of game stores. This is one of 5, actually. So which one are we heading to next, Mal?
Game Force.
Game Force. Let's go check out Game Force, which has a logo that looks exactly like GameStop's. Game Force was a really interesting place. They didn't have a whole lot. I mean, they had almost nothing. But what they had was marked down to really, really, really cheap prices. We picked up a handful of N64 games that they're not worth a whole lot, but they were worth more than what they were marked for, so we picked up a bunch. We have Jet Force Gemini, which was $2, and I mean, we actually already have this, but I'm pretty sure Player's Choice would at least give us $3, so we got another one. Army Men Sergeant Hero 2, Wipeout 64, Rush 2, Toy Story 2, Tetrasphere, Rugrats Scavenger Hunt, and Multi-Racing Championship. We also got a complete copy of Red Dead Revolver for Xbox and Mad Maestro, which is actually in like perfect condition with the manual. Got all that stuff for $25, which in my opinion is pretty good. Mad Maestro was $2, so I was like, yeah, sure, okay. Once again, none of the games were worth like a ton of money, but they were all really, really cheap. So, but that was pretty much it. Like, the store didn't have anything else. I think it's actually going to be a while before we hit anything else. The next one is in Georgia, so...
No, it's not.
It's not?
It's in Ferdinand.
Next up on our trek through Florida and Georgia was Game Over, Video Games and More. They have 2 shops, so this is the first of 2. And there were some pretty good deals, and I was really excited. The first thing I saw was Contra 3. Contra 3 was $20, and I was like, yep, Contra 3, don't have it, gotta get it. Next thing I saw was Pokemon Coliseum complete for $18, and I was like, yep, gonna grab that. Mal found
a
pretty weird game that we had to pick up just because it was so weird. It's a Sega CD game called Double Switch.
It looks fantastic.
And it looks really, really wacky. So we were like, yeah, let's pick that up. The beautiful thing was they were having a sale on all of their games except like Contra, the really expensive stuff. where if you buy 2, you get 1 free. So we took advantage of that. So we got No Escape, Jurassic Park 2, and Lagoon all together for 20 bucks. Then we got Chameleon Twist, Tom and Jerry, which has come up in price quite a bit, and Castlevania for 20 bucks. And then we didn't realize at the end that we had that extra Sega CD game, and he's like, do you guys want to swap something out? And we were trying to decide, and he's like, you know what? You can have it for free, because you're spending a lot of money. And we were like, oh, wow, awesome. And then he's like, let me get your phone number, and you guys can make an account, and you get 10% off. So in the end, we ended up saving like probably 20 bucks on everything. So it was crazy. That was a really nice store, and this is a chain, and we're going to go to the other one next. So, man, we're spending a lot of money. Our girl. We just came over to the other Game Over, which seems, to me at least, like it was like the headquarters, the home store. I don't know how you felt, Mal, but I thought it was the home store. And we got a stack of games. They had the same deal as the other place, where if you bought 2, you got 1 free. So we bought Rocket Robot on Wheels for N64, Toe Jam and Earl Panic on Funkatron, and then we got Dick Tracy for free. So saved a few bucks there. And then I went over to their little, rare game case, and I saw a few gems that weren't priced quite accurately. So R-Type 3 I got for 20 bucks, which is pretty good deal, almost half off. And then I saw Final Fight 3. I've never seen this game before. It's really, really rare. I guess, I don't know if they just didn't make very many of them, but I've actually never seen the game. And I did check online before I got it, and it was $60 online was the average price, and they had it for $45. And then we took 10% off of everything, so we saved a bunch of money. But we also spent a bunch of money. So, that being said, we haven't grabbed lunch yet, so we're going to grab lunch. The next store is in Savannah. They apparently opened a store up since I went to college there, and that's the last store. So we're going to check that store, and then we'll be done. I kind of hope that everything there is incredibly overpriced, and I don't want to buy anything.
They're going to have an Earthbound box for like $100 cheaper than they should.
You're a terrible woman. Planet Fun was pretty fun. We went pretty far out of our way to come back to Savannah, which, by the way, reminds me that I really don't like Savannah. Really don't. It's the roads. The roads make me crazy, man. Anyway, we went in Planet Fun. They had a crap load of stuff. A lot of really old, really weird stuff. They had 4 Robs. They had a boxed copy of Harvest Moon, which I've never seen before. I was hoping I could get just the cart, but of course, that's not going to happen. It was actually, I thought it was expensive, but I looked it up, and it was a really good deal. The boxed copy of Harvest Moon, they wanted $250 for, but apparently the average price recently has been almost $400.
You want to go get it?
No. I still have no desire to own the box. I'd like to own the cart, and if I could, the manual, but I mean, I'm not spending $250 on Harvest Moon. I'm gonna pass on that. Anyway, we looked through. There was a few things here and a few things there, but stuff wasn't really priced what I wanted it to be, especially after we spent so much money this weekend. But I found something. I found something that I didn't have that was really cheap that I really wanted. This. This is the VHS reveal that Nintendo Power had for Donkey Kong Country 1. I started getting Nintendo Power after that came out, so I never got it. I picked that up for $5. In my opinion, that was a deal. So now that we're done with this, we have kind of a long ride home, 4 hours or so, and it's 5, so we're not gonna be getting home till about like 9. But we got lots of games, so that makes it worth it.
Steven, you may hate Savannah, but it's a pretty town.
Oh, I know. I'm not arguing that. It's a pretty place. Look at this. Got beautiful trees overhead. I mean, I enjoyed my time here, but to drive it is awful.
Speaking of that,
Yeah.
these roads make no sense. Some are one way, and they run into parks and then go around the park like a big roundabout.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, and the worst thing is pedestrians just like run out in front of your car.
And you can't see around these trees.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with Savannah, but it is a pretty place. It's a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live here, even even though I did, but I wouldn't want to live here again. Really wasn't planning on this. This might slow us down just a teensy little bit. Since we're driving 10 under, and I think it's getting worse.
You were right about it being worse.
Yeah, it got worse. You can barely see the car in front of you right now. I can barely see the line. A lot of people that just gave up and stopped. We're over his brakes.
Hi, Kepler.
Hey, bud. You miss us? Yeah?
I went down now. Please feed me.
Yeah. So where's that food?
He's all wet.
Where are you wet, cat?
Hi, Tegan.
Hey, pal. You guys look like you're doing fine. Man, that was a drive. That was a drive. That was a drive. Whenever that rain came down, it didn't let up. It rained hard the entire way home. And at one point we actually had to stop and just sit on the side of the road because I could not drive. I don't think I've ever had that happen before where it was that bad. Anyway, we made it home. It is 9:15. We stopped over and got a bruschetta, which I've never had before, but I'm hoping is good because the ones that the deli made looked really bad. We went to a Food Lion, not Walmart. Anyway, fun trip. I had fun. I'm gonna lay out all of the games and show you guys, but I need a minute. So I finally got everything laid out that we purchased on the trip, and here it is. And the cats have been jumping over it and sometimes on it, and I'm worried that they're going to land on the Sega CD case and break it because those things are fragile. So we got 3 players guides. We got the Donkey Kong Country VHS. We got a few PS2 games and an Xbox game, some GameCube games. There's some Genesis stuff up there, more Genesis stuff down here. We got quite a bit of N64 games. Got really good price on them, on a lot of them at that one place. Got some really, really rare Super Nintendo titles. And also Beast Wars, which is pretty rare. We got a Sega CD game, got quite a few PS1 games, including Wild Arms 2, Resident Evil, and Mega Man X6, and also the Command & Conquer titles, which have come up a little bit. So all in all, a really fantastic vacation. Now with that being said, I'm quite tired. I don't even know where this is going to go up there. Not a clue. I'm going to just kind of try and push it up if I can. And that's going to be it for today, so thank you so much for watching. And as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we? I think tomorrow I'll actually take you guys on a bike ride. That could be enjoyable. Dave & Buster's is really big.
Really big.
It's really big.
Really big.
It's really, really big.
It's really, really, really,
It's really, really big. It's really, 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 it's big. It's really, 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 really. Why is this place called the Winking Skeever?
Well, as it turns out, I had a pet skeever when I was a boy, and he used to wink.